Welcome back to the Typewriter Saga. Honestly, I bet you all thought that I forgot about this. I didn't. I was just trying to figure out how exactly to take this hugely impressive machine apart. It turns out that the typewriter originally looked a whole lot less complicated than it turned out to actually be. There were parts attached to pieces that were attached to things that were attached to things elsewhere that it became a whole different thing, and it was really complicated. I'm hugely impressed that people managed to not only design this, but build it and have it work for so long. I mean, the minds behind this were very impressive, and the machining itself was extremely solid, except for those few pieces that were broken that I couldn't fix, which made things like fixing the typewriter to make it writable again rather impossible. So in the process of taking this beautiful machine apart, I came across a few problems. One, tools. A lot of the modern tools would not fit the older things properly. Part of that is probably because I'm in America and we're still using imperial, and I think this typewriter was not imperial. I think it's metric. However, the quality of the tools is also quite a bit different than the older tools, so a lot of what I had to do was use antique tools to take apart this machine. And then I ran into the second problem, which was I had no idea how some of these pieces connected up. It became like this massive puzzle to try and figure out, and it got to the point where I had to ask for help to either actually break through some of the machinery or to figure out what part attached to what so I could take all the pieces out. This is the point where I stopped filming because my help didn't want to be filmed, and honestly it was so complicated that I forgot about filming all together, which meant that most of the entertaining pieces of taking this typewriter apart were done off camera, for which I apologize. However, I did get it done. All of the pieces came out. I didn't take every individual piece apart. There were some chunks that came out that were all together. But the final box that I was left with had everything in there except the typewriter keys, which I kept because they are beautiful, and the casing. The inner casing is actually made from cast aluminum, and the way I know this is that it is A, incredibly light, and B, there is no rust on it. Yes, most of it is painted, as was common with machinery back then, especially cast iron or steel, things that would rust. However, this is too light to be either one of those, and the parts that are exposed to the air are not rusted in a way that you would expect from iron or iron alloys. Therefore, it is a cast aluminum piece or cast magnesium? Not sure on that. I think it's pretty darn sure it's aluminum, which means that you can do a whole lot with it. You can mold it into the complicated shape that you see here. I mean, I expected the interior to be very smooth and not complicated, and I was mistaken, so that'll be fun. Yeah. You can cast aluminum into this complicated shape, and it will hold its shape. It is very durable, and you can see it has survived many years. And it doesn't rust. So what I'm left with is this piece that has a lot of weird protuberances and things. However, the outside is still perfectly serviceable. So what I'm going to do is turn this into a desk organizer or a sewing supplies organizer or something to hold all of my ink and pens. This will require me getting wood, probably plywood, probably a fairly thin plywood, and putting it inside and then creating holders and dividers so that I can use it for organization. This will probably not happen for some time, as I am currently in the middle of several projects. However, the typewriter itself has been taken apart. I have all of the keys minus 3, which I sent to my pen pal. And I'm really excited to be able to do things with them, and I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with them. Expect updates on the making of the desk organizer sometime in the future. However, don't expect them too soon in the future, because I have many projects in the meantime. That's the update on the typewriter. It was a bit of a shame that I couldn't save it, couldn't get it fixed. However, I'm really excited to get it turned into something new. I think it's going to be really fun to be able to repurpose this beautiful, well-machined piece of 1935 technology. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and look out for more. If you have suggestions on what to do with the typewriter keys, please let me know. I will see you next time.